Welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at my 120 gallon Pinto crystal shrimp tank. I had this aquarium custom made with a single opening in the top, one overflow in the corner, a black background, and it fits exactly where it's supposed to be. The 2 feet by 2 feet by 4 feet dimension is my favorite dimension for really any aquarium, so that's why I chose this size. I know that 120 gallons is a little bit large for most people, but I find this workspace to be my favorite canvas to be working with plants and fish and shrimp. I really get a lot of joy from this aquarium. I do spend time tinkering with it. This is basically my monthly maintenance of trimming all the plants, replanting everything, and continuing to grow the aquascape into a healthy ecosystem and also really appeal aesthetically to a point where I will eventually get super tired of it and redo the whole thing. To say that it's my monthly schedule, it's pretty much every 3 weeks that I'll probably come in and do this sort of dramatic trimming. It doesn't necessarily happen once every 4 weeks. It's probably just a little more frequent than that. So it's hard to call it a monthly thing, but this is the month of June 2020. fish inhabitants I have in this aquarium are 6 super red bristlenose plecos, which were born in the 240 in my fish room. Now, I did have more in this tank, but I gave away some, and I actually had to take out 4 of them just a little while ago as they're starting to get a little aggressive, and I'm allowing them to set their territories. One of the methods that I follow with my aquariums is to try and keep them balanced as far as the ecosystem goes, that I have enough plant matter to maintain the system's health and filter the water and keep the tank clean without overstocking the system itself. This means that I don't have to do excess water changes. I typically do about a 30 to 40% water change on this aquarium once about every 3 to 4 weeks. Sometimes I can stretch it a little bit further. Now, the reason for that involves the inhabitants. We have Malaysian trumpet snails, ram's horn snails, pinto caridina shrimp, and the super red plecos. I could easily add a schooling fish to sort of round out the ecosystem as far as the live critters go, though I just haven't yet. But if we think about the food chain, it starts kind of at the top where we add food for the bristlenose plecos, thusly then being consumed likely by the shrimp and the snails. Then whatever is left is generally consumed by the plants. Obviously, that's a big generalization of how this system runs, but it does mean that I have to do less maintenance, water changes, and I can enjoy the aquarium more than just constantly doing work on it. This tank does have injected CO2, professional grade aqua soil in it, mostly Fluval stratum. It also runs on Fluval 3.0 lights. That's pretty much the equipment setup. It's not too much more dramatic than that. I do have some little filters and things in the sump, but they're not that exciting for this video. This video is mostly about the trimming and whatnot. I do fertilize this aquarium on occasion, though I have been kind of testing not really doing any fertilizing at all, and continuing to kind of run the system with some slightly amended methods from my past experience coupled with my current ability, and it's been working fairly well, but I am down to really only 30% of the dosing fertilization that I was doing previous to the levels I was having it at before.